Sunday, November 30th, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic, Wang Fuk Court fire. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated article-based video. Wang Fuk Court in Hong Kong faced a deadly fire amid 2025 scaffolding blazes, exposing risks of flammable bamboo and netting during major repairs. Wang Fuk Court, a subsidized home ownership scheme estate in Tai Po, Hong Kong, was built in 1983. It comprises 8 31-story blocks, totaling nearly 2,000 units, making them among Tai Po's tallest buildings. The 2021 census recorded 4,643 residents, with about 40% aged 65 or older. A 2016 inspection required major repairs. In January 2024, the Owners Corporation selected a HK $330 million, $42.47 million US dollars, plan to fully rebuild exterior walls with Tessera tiles contracted to Prestige Construction and Engineering Company. By June 2024, due to sourcing issues, ceramic tiles replaced Tessera. At the time of the fire, repairs were underway. All buildings were covered in bamboo scaffolding and green safety netting, with elevator room windows sealed using flammable polystyrene. In 2025, Hong Kong experienced multiple fires linked to bamboo scaffolding wrapped in construction safety nets, including incidents at Texaco Road in Tsuen Wan, February, China Chem Tower in central Casa de Light site, and a University of Hong Kong dormitory, all in October. Bamboo dominates Hong Kong's scaffolding, comprising nearly 80% per industry estimates, due to its use in building construction and maintenance. Safety expert Lee Kwong Sing noted that properly flame-retardant bamboo and netting resist ignition, with fires often sparked by combustible debris during work. Labor Department guidelines mandate flame-retardant netting but lack legal enforcement, leading some sites to use cheaper non-retardant alternatives. On March 17, 2025, authorities announced a phase-out of bamboo in favor of metal scaffolding, citing its deterioration, combustibility, and role in 23 scaffolding-related deaths since 2018. Post-China Chem fire, the buildings department called for stricter flame-retardant standards for exterior safety nets. Summary of Hong Kong fire incident. On the day of the fire, Hong Kong experienced dry northeast monsoon conditions with strong winds and relative humidity of 40 to 50% in the district. The Hong Kong Observatory had issued a red fire danger warning on November 24th, which remained active due to persistent dryness. Residents reported that construction workers had been smoking and discarding cigarette butts at the site since September 2024. Despite Labor Department inspections confirming flame-retardant safety nets, a former security guard alleged the fire alarm system was deliberately disabled as early as May 2025 to ease worker access. The safety netting around the buildings created a chimney effect, enhancing upward convection and accelerating the fire's rapid spread. Summary of fire incident at Wang Fuk House Complex. On the 26th of November 2025, around 14 o'clock HKT, a resident in Wang Xing House, Block G, detected smoke and spotted a small flame in a neighboring unit. Unable to reach property management, she descended to the ground floor, where a security guard confirmed the fire. She sheltered in her apartment and was later rescued. By 14:45, eyewitnesses reported flames on bamboo scaffolding along Wang Chong House's exterior. The fire department was alerted at 14:51 about the construction safety net igniting, accelerating the blaze. Police received initial reports from passers-by at 15 o'clock, followed by calls from trapped residents. Interviews revealed no fire alarm sounded. Investigations confirmed none activated across the 8 towers. Residents learned of the fire via group chats and neighbors knocking on doors. On November 26, 2025, a fire erupted at the bamboo scaffolding of Wang Chong House, Tower F, in Hong Kong at 14:51 HKT. Firefighters arrived within 10 minutes, but the blaze escalated rapidly, spreading from the exterior into the building and to all but one of the complex's other towers. The alarm was upgraded from level 1 to 4 by 1534 and to the maximum level 5 by 1822. By 2015, worsening conditions, including falling debris and increasing distress calls, prompted deployment of 128 fire trucks, 57 ambulances, and 767 firefighters. Trapped residents were advised to shelter in place and seal windows' doors, as intense heat prevented entry. Firefighters used 7 ladders to spray water on exteriors and activated the fire system in the unaffected building to contain spread. Explosions occurred in burning units overnight. A small wildfire ignited nearby across the Tai Po River at 22:13, but was mostly extinguished by 23 o'clock. Fire Incident Timeline Summary. On November 27th, firefighting efforts progressed amid challenges in a high-rise blaze. By 1:50, flames were extinguished on 3 buildings, with embers persisting. At 5:45, operations targeted floors 5, 18 for firefighting, and 13, 23 for rescues, hampered by high internal temperatures. The 4th building's fire was controlled by 6:23, enabling lower-floor searches. By 9 o'clock, 3 of 7 buildings remained ablaze. By 15:10, 304 vehicles and 1,250 firefighters were deployed, handling 279 of 341 distress calls. 4 buildings were stabilized with measures to prevent reignition, including external cooling and drone patrols. At 23:15, flames reignited in Wang Chong House, Block F, while embers burned in Wang Tao House, Block B, and Wang Yan House, Block A. On November 28th at 1:20, the fire department reported that firefighting operations for the apartment complex were largely complete, with only 4 units still burning. All units across 7 buildings were forcibly entered to confirm no one was trapped. A reignition occurred in 1 unit at 5:45, extinguished by 7:30. By 10:18, after 43 hours of effort, the fire was mostly out. The operation involved up to 2,311 firefighters, with site temperatures peaking at 500 degrees Celsius, 932 degrees Fahrenheit. Legend, 2015, is a British biographical crime thriller directed by Brian Helgeland, based on the book The Profession of Violence by John Pearson. Tom Hardy delivers a tour de force performance in dual roles as identical twins Reggie and Ronnie Cray, infamous gangsters who ruled London's East End underworld in the 1950s and 1960s. The film chronicles their rise from small-time boxers to criminal kingpins through extortion, violence, and celebrity mingling. Reggie, the charismatic brother, falls for Frances Shay, Emily Browning, while schizophrenic Ronnie's instability threatens their empire. Amidst glamour, betrayal, and brutal turf wars, their bond unravels, leading to downfall. Praised for Hardy's nuanced acting and stylish cinematography, it explores themes of brotherhood, madness, and the allure of crime. Runtime, 132 minutes. Hong Kong Fire Disaster Summary. A devastating fire claimed at least 146 lives, with 79 injured, including 11 in critical condition. Of the fatalities, 142 died on site and 4 in hospitals. 108 bodies were recovered by November 28th afternoon, with 16 still inside apartments. 1 firefighter, 37-year-old Ho Wai Ho, perished during response and 12 others were injured. Over 1,000 residents were evacuated to nearby centers and relocated to temporary housing in hostels, hotels, and flats, each assigned a social worker. By November 27th evening, 56 people were rescued, including 19 Filipino workers, 1 hospitalized, 1 dead, 13 missing, and Indonesian workers, 7 dead, 4 injured, 11 missing. Initially, 279 were reported missing. By November 28th, 467 reports yielded 39 confirmed dead, 35 injured, 110 safe, and about 200 unknown, with 150 still missing. Over 243 animals were trapped, 92 were saved or recovered. Rescue operations concluded on November 28 with identification of 54 unidentified bodies ongoing. Following the fire at Wang Fuk Court in Tai Po, the district office evacuated residents to temporary shelters like Wang Fuk Community Hall and others, and set up a help desk at Alice Ho Mu Ling Nether Seoul Hospital. The Hong Kong police established a registration table at Fung Leung Kit Memorial Secondary School for missing relatives, an injury inquiry hotline, and a restricted flight zone over the area from November 27 to 30 to prevent drone interference. Chief Executive John Lee activated the Emergency Monitoring and Support Center and chaired an interdepartmental meeting. The Education Bureau suspended classes at 13 schools on November 27th, with 5 extending to 28, while others allowed flexible attendance. The Education University switched to virtual classes. The Housing Authority provided over 2,000 temporary units and 1,400 transitional ones. By November 30th, 1,500 residents were relocated to hotels/hostels and 40 to shelters. On November 28th, a HK$ 300 million support fund was launched, growing to HK$ 800 million with donations by November 29th. Each affected household received HK$ 10,000 emergency aid. 3 working groups addressed investigations, support, and accommodations, securing 1,000 short-term units and 1,800 initial resettlement options. In response to a crisis in Hong Kong's Tai Po district, numerous social welfare organizations mobilized to provide immediate support. The Immaculate Heart of Mary Church opened for prayers and rest, while groups like the Hong Kong Federation of Women's Centers, Hong Kong Children and Youth Services, Hong Kong Chinese Church of Christ, and Alliance World Fellowship established service centers. The Salvation Army and Rhenish Missionary Society offered mental health services. The Hong Kong Red Cross set up 3 temporary shelters and launched a mental support hotline operating until November 28th. The Chinese YMCA provided 900 free accommodations at Wu Kwai Sha Youth Village. The Hong Kong Jockey Club deployed frontline shelters with social workers, and Hong Kong Sheng Kung Hui Yuan Chun Maun Chun Primary School offered rest areas with refreshments. Non-profits including Habitat for Humanity, Hong Kong Sheng Kung Hui Welfare Council, and Feeding Hong Kong initiated fundraisers and called for donations of food and essentials. Community response to Tai Po fire. In the aftermath of the Tai Po district fire, residents spontaneously mobilized via online communities sharing information, needs, and aid. Local shops, restaurants, and churches provided free food, rest areas, and donation collection. Volunteers sorted supplies, delivered overnight, and created online safety lists and missing person sites to confirm victim status. Hong Kong artists personally distributed materials while animal welfare groups cared for affected pets. On November 26, 2025, Tai Po Mega Mall offered overnight access with water, food, and charging. 24/7 Fitness provided showers and rest. Telecoms like 3HK and CSL gave free data and chargers. Charge Spot supplied 160 hours of free rentals. McDonald's delivered free meals and 1,000 breakfasts to shelters. Hotels including Hong Kong Gold Coast, Royal Pacific, Fullerton Ocean Park, and Regal Properties offered 160-plus free rooms. MTR replaced damaged octopus cards at Tai Po Market Station. This collective effort highlighted community solidarity. Corporate donations for Hong Kong fire victims. Major Hong Kong companies stepped up with substantial aid following the fire. Xiaomi donated HK$ 10 million, $1.29 million, for medical and resettlement aid. Henderson Land contributed HK$ 30 million, $3.86 million, for relief and housing. Chow Tai Fook pledged HK$ 20 million, $2.57 million, plus temporary accommodation. Alibaba and Ant Group donated HK$ 20 million and HK$ 10 million, respectively, while the Jack Ma Foundation added HK$30 million. From South Korea, SM Entertainment gave HK$1 million, $128,700 to the Hong Kong Red Cross for rescue efforts, with ESPA and REES contributing HK$500,000 and HK$250,000. YG Entertainment and Stray Kids each pledged HK$1 million for victims and housing. JYP Entertainment and the Mama Awards also donated. The latter canceled its red carpet, held a moment of silence at the November 28th ceremony, and revised the event out of respect. Hong Kong arrests for manslaughter and corruption. In the early hours of November 27th, Hong Kong police arrested 3 men aged 52 to 68 on suspicion of manslaughter. The suspects, 2 directors and a consultant from Prestige Construction and Engineering Company operating in Tai Po, Ngau Tau Kok, and San Po Kong, were detained. Police searched the company's premises, seizing several boxes of documents as evidence. The Independent Commission Against Corruption, ICAC, initiated a probe into potential corruption linked to renovation works, citing significant public interest. On November 28, 2025, ICAC arrested 8 individuals for suspected corruption, raiding suspects' homes and company offices. Summary of Fire Safety Violations Investigation. Initial probes into the fire at Wang Chong House and 7 other buildings uncovered several safety lapses. Highly flammable expanded polystyrene boards covered windows near lift lobbies, accelerating fire spread by shattering windows and igniting indoor items. Exterior construction netting and tarpaulins were suspected of failing fire resistance standards, though tests confirmed compliance. However, they could still ignite at high temperatures. Fire alarms across the buildings were operational but failed to activate during the blaze. Senior Superintendent Eileen Chung accused the contractor of gross negligence, contributing to uncontrolled fire spread and casualties. Security Secretary Chris Tang noted the unusually rapid blaze, suggesting improper materials exacerbated it. A joint Hong Kong Police and Fire Services team is investigating the cause, with evidence collection expected to take 3-4 weeks. Hong Kong events impacted by fire. Due to a recent fire, several events in Hong Kong were cancelled or altered over the 28th, the 30th of November weekend. Music concerts by Constance Chan, Shino Lin, and Ken Hung were scrapped or postponed. Miriam Young's series, starting the 29th of November, was scaled back by removing pyrotechnics. She pledged first-night proceeds and merchandise profits to disaster relief. Sporting events affected include the Oxfam Trail Walker, Hong Kong Cyclothon, and multiple Hong Kong-China Rugby Union matches. Disney canceled the Zootopia 2 gala premiere on the 27th of November at Hong Kong Disneyland, along with the park's nightly fireworks. The 12th National Games for Persons with Disabilities saw its torch relay, the 29th of November, and opening ceremony, the 8th of December, axed. A simplified closing will occur on the 15th of December post-competitions. A Change.org petition called on the government to address 4 key demands following an incident, forming an independent investigation committee, ensuring proper relocation of affected residents, probing regulatory negligence, and reviewing construction supervision procedures. Launched amid public outcry, it rapidly amassed over 6,200 signatures by November 29th and exceeded 10,000 before closure. The petition's initiator, Chinese University of Hong Kong student Miles Kwan, was reportedly arrested by National Security Police on suspicion of sedition under the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance. Authorities did not confirm the arrest, and the petition was subsequently shut down. In response, a Tai Po resident living abroad started a new petition on the same platform, reiterating the identical 4 demands to continue the advocacy effort. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee Ka-chiu labeled the November 27th fire a major disaster, expressing condolences to victims and families while thanking Xi Jinping, the Hong Kong and Macau Work Office, and Liaison Office for support. He appreciated but declined assistance from Shenzhen Fire Services, citing sufficient local manpower. Li faced criticism for prioritizing mainland thanks over local firefighters, police, and medics. He and Security Secretary Chris Tang paid tribute to fallen firefighter Ho Wai Ho, with Tang offering deep condolences. The ICAC also mourned the victims. Election forums for 2025 were suspended until November 30th, affecting 8 events. Authorities explained non-use of helicopters due to ineffective water dispersal and fire-fanning winds, drones, smaller hoses, and taller ladders, insufficient stable ground. Mourning measures included flags at half-mast from November 29th to December 1st, a 3-minute silence, cancellation of non-essential events and government-funded entertainment, indefinite suspension of a symphony of lights, and condolence books in all 18 districts. Summary of Chinese response to Hong Kong fire. Chinese Communist Party General Secretary Xi Jinping offered condolences to victims of a deadly fire in Hong Kong, calling for an all-out effort to extinguish the blaze and minimize casualties and losses. He directed the Hong Kong and Macau Work Office, HMO, and the Hong Kong Liaison Office to assist the local government. Ministry of National Defense spokesperson Zhang Bin affirmed that the Hong Kong garrison would follow orders and fulfill duties legally if called upon for aid. On November 27th, the HMO dispatched a working group to Hong Kong for disaster relief. Additionally, fire services from Guangdong and Shenzhen provided drones and equipment to support on-site investigations and emergency operations by Hong Kong's fire department. Macau's chief executive, Sam Hao Fai, representing the Macau government, extended heartfelt condolences to the victims and their families following a recent incident. He also conveyed sympathies to Hong Kong chief executive John Lee, the injured individuals and their families. In a gesture of support, Macau donated HK$ 10 million, approximately $1.29 million, to aid recovery efforts. Sam assured that Macau stands ready to provide full assistance if required. International condolences for Hong Kong fire, November 29, 2025. Following a devastating fire in Hong Kong, at least 16 heads of state and 52 countries' embassies, consulates issued condolences. UK's King Charles III and Queen Camilla expressed deep sadness, praising emergency workers' bravery. Australian PM Anthony Albanese called it a human tragedy, with Australians' hearts with Hong Kong. UK Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper termed it truly devastating, sending heartfelt condolences. Similar sentiments came from Canada's FM Anita Anand, US's Thomas Pigott, Germany's Johann Wadephul, Ireland's Helen McEntee, South Korea's Cho Hyun, Japan's PM Sanai Takaichi, and Singapore's PM Lawrence Wong. Leaders from Pakistan, President Zardari, Turkey, Kazakhstan, President Tokayev, Russia, President Putin, and Maldives, President Muitsu, messaged China's Xi Jinping. Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te, VP Xiao Bikim, and Mainland Affairs Council offered sympathies. Pope Leo XIV sent condolences via telegram to Hong Kong's Bishop Stephen Chow, praying for victims and rescuers. Grenfell Tower Survivors Group, Grenfell United, expressed solidarity with those affected. The Owners Corporation of Wang Fuk Court hired Prestige Construction for a HK$ 330 million renovation, the priciest option, demanding HK$ 160,000 per household and igniting controversy. Dab Tai Po South Councillor Peggy Wong Pik Q advised the corporation, promoted the plan on social media, and defended it against critics like Winfield Chung Wing Fai, accusing him of misinformation. The corporation faced recall amid backlash. Dab denied involvement in tendering, stating accusations were false. Wong claimed she stopped advising after a September 2024 reshuffle and was unaware of later maintenance, insisting the estate isn't in her constituency, though electoral boundaries confirm it is. Records show the project was approved in January 2024 via the Urban Renewal Authority's Smart Tender platform, without her decision-making role. On November 30th, Wang visited a Tai Po memorial site, but ignored questions about her responsibility as a key promoter, entering silently to sign the condolence book. Hong Kong Building Safety Response Post-Fire Disaster. Following a fire disaster on November 27, 2025, Hong Kong's Buildings and Labor Departments announced inspections of all housing estates and major repairs, focusing on scaffolding and materials. Scaffolding was swiftly removed from many private buildings, sparking public concerns over regulatory oversight amid widespread material issues. Residents at Wang Fuk Court in Fo Tan independently tested protective netting, prompting inspections by owners and contractors, plus an emergency meeting. In Tuen Mun's Elegance Gardens, management discouraged self-tests but conducted their own, revealing diminished flame retardancy in materials from prestige construction. They mandated work suspension, further inspections, and safety recertification. By November 28th, authorities inspected 127 buildings, sampled nettings, and ordered polystyrene foam removal from windows. On November 29th, China initiated nationwide high-rise fire safety checks, emphasizing external and interior renovations. On November 30th, the Buildings Department halted work at 28 prestige-led sites due to safety doubts, plus 2 others with plastic window coverings. These events underscore Hong Kong's push for safer scaffolding, phasing out bamboo to avert fires and protect lives amid ongoing urban repairs.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.